Anyway, Alec, you ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Go, Gogs.
Welcome to the movie podcast. That's right, movie the podcast. It is still Valentine's Day, and I think it's going to work out. We're going to get a fourth pick, so Alec will get his birthday pick back again.
Oh, fuck.
Because next Monday will still be February. Our shortest month got 5 shows in it. How did it happen? I don't know. But we watched.
How did that happen?
I don't know. But
because we started a week early. Because of after the Mollies, we didn't revisit. Well, after the Mollies and Sean's crippling
depression.
Nice.
That and the movie we watched. What the fuck was it called? With Shabadoo and
Xander's
Boogaloo.
Awakening. Oh no, the dancing one.
Breaking 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, we didn't revisit.
The dance
resolution.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Well, so I'm still going to say we squeezed 5 weeks out of.
But what did we watch this week, Gogs?
We watched Tango and Cash, a movie about a dance and money, and also 2 cops. And I'm going to tell you what, amazing. Crowd pleaser, tentpole movie.
I told it to Sean via text, but we all are familiar with the show Frisky Dingo. And we quote it.
I think it's the basis of our friendship.
We all quote it ad nauseum, but there's a quote that Xander Cruz says that I use all the time, and I think it really applies to this movie. And that quote is, "It kicks so much ass, you'll probably go blind."
And that is the appropriate way to describe this film. Actually, it's funny you bring that up. I was watching Frisky Dingo season 2 just yesterday. Love it so much.
Oh, I want to go to the alternate universe where there's a season 3. God, take me there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see it right before we die. You know what I mean? Like, that's heaven. Like, heaven is just like me seeing all the, like, projects that never got made. You know, like, Jodorowsky's Dune and Frisky Dingo season 3 and, you know.
The timing on Frisky, we don't have to get into a lot of Frisky Dingo.
Mifune as Obi-Wan Kenobi would be.
the timing of all the lines, of like the delivered lines in Frisky Dingo, just when they're sitting there's like a half a pause when he's talking about that head of the ass porno he was in, and everybody's no one saying.
Oh, there's no box office for that one, huh?
Low budget. A lot more boy than the.
Lot less boy girls that cover up would lead you to believe. Yeah, God damn it.
They couldn't even get Howard Hessman.
That's not even the real Howard Hessman. So, you know, personal disappointment.
All right, so yeah, we watched.
It's like Fred Dreyer's watching us have sex.
I know, right?
No.
We watched literally like 80s action movies distilled into one movie, the movie.
If I can scoop Alec for once, this was the last movie theatrically released in the 80s.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. I didn't know that.
We're going to get into this. Maybe Alex already researched it.
I didn't look at the year, but I would have thought this would have been like in the middle of the
89, man.
1989.
Wow, so it's like perfect. And it's like, and maybe Alex knows why this happened, but how did this not get a sequel?
I don't know.
And then,
did it
20 years later, how did it not get the Bring 'Em Back as Old Men sequel?
I mean, thank God it didn't, right?
I mean, thank God it didn't, but how did no one ever, like, pitch that?
I think it didn't. I think it didn't get a sequel because this came out very soon after Lethal Weapon, and Lethal Weapon beat him with a punch with, like, 3 sequels.
Did somebody see that Kurt Russell actually got offered the Riggs role in Lethal Weapon and turned it down?
Oh, that tracks. I mean, he would have been a great Riggs.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, I could totally see that. Also, a weird fact that I found out yesterday listening to a podcast about Steven Seagal. He lobbied really hard for the Danny Glover role in Predator 2. But he had an interview with the director, and the director hated him. He said he was a fucking pretentious asshole and didn't want to work with him.
Based director. Whoever that director was, incredibly based, because you made the best Predator film.
Oh, you're out of your mind. But anyway, all right. Well, what did y'all watch this week? Alec!
I watched 4 things.
Oh, my God.
One of them's tabled.
One is tabled.
The first thing I watched was Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, you finally watched
your first viewing.
How was it?
I thought it was really good.
I liked it.
Oh, you saw it, Gogs?
I
didn't know you watched it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like it more than the original Top Gun.
You did talk about it on the show, because your weird hatred for the original Top Gun is truly baffling. Anyway, Alec, go ahead.
I thought it was good. Like,
I need to watch.
If you like the first one, you like the second one.
Yeah.
I don't know how Gogs lands on not liking the first one but liking the second one, but that's just one of his weird hang-ups, I guess.
Of which there are many.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And like, it starts right off with awesome fighter jet sequences. Literally starts off the same as the first movie, with Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone playing.
Hell yes.
And them doing fighter jet shit. It's so fucking cool.
Because they got specialized cameras or some shit this time, or something like that.
Yeah, all the fighter stuff the fighter plane stuff in this I thought was really well done.
How's Miles? What's his nuts?
Teller
too.
I like
him. He's good. I like him overall. So I thought he was good. Yeah, Top Gun Maverick was a win in my book.
It lived up to the hype, huh? Because it was pretty hyped.
Yeah. Second movie I watched, I actually watched this like 2 weeks ago and forgot to talk about it. I watched Glass Onion. I did not care for it.
Nope. Same.
Like
the correct opinion.
I didn't think it was like terrible, but I feel like it lacked all of the, and I know the whole room was split on the first one anyway, but it lacked the charm and like wit of the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alec, you and I both liked the first one.
Yes, I thought the first one was very good. Not like one of my favorite movies ever or anything, but I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And this one just didn't. I feel like he spent that's his thing. M. Night Shyamalan has his twists. Rian Johnson subverts expectations, and he was trying to subvert every expectation so much that it didn't. Like, none of it worked at all.
Are you going to watch his show that's out now with Natasha Lyonne? I forget what it's called.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
I mean, I like her. Like, she's really good and everything, but I'm not.
Shout out Slums of Beverly Hills.
That's a really good movie. That Russian doll show she did, I thought was really good. Actually, I really enjoyed it.
So, thirdly, I watched a movie I've never seen before. I've never seen it because I hate everything else this director's done, except for one thing.
One thing.
It turns out that I really think this movie's pretty good. And it's kind of shaking me to my core over the past few days, and I'm like, do I need to watch some of these other movies? Like, I watched The Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
Like,
hell yeah. Fuck Sean.
And I liked it. I know that they're a Wes Anderson. I think the problem with him, like, watch that. Like, I liked it. I thought it was.
Love that movie.
I thought it was good, and I was really surprised after the start. But I feel like in that movie, the family reacts like in a Wes Anderson way, but most of the other characters don't. They react like normal people would react, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But in most of all his newer movies, everybody reacts in a Wes Anderson way, like a quirky, like there's no grounding characters.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, I feel like he's a victim of his own success, right? Like he's kind of like a Tim Burton where his style is like everything now, whereas I feel like his earlier stuff was like more about his like writing, and I feel like, I don't know, now it's like his like pastiche is like 90% of the movie. Like, see, even though I liked it, his last movie was like all style. The French Dispatch was like, it was just dripping in like all his style. But I think personally, I don't know, I go between it and A Life Aquatic. I think Royal Tenenbaums is his best movie. Like,
I've still never seen The Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh my God.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, it's his best movie.
Have you seen Life Aquatic, Alec?
I have not.
You should.
Which ones have you seen, Alec?
I've seen, now Royal Tenenbaums. I also watched, how's that not on my list? I also watched Fantastic Mr. Fox this week.
Oh, I
did not care for that.
Oh, I like that one. But I think
also TJ sucked my dick because I said I liked I Love Dogs. So
yeah, but of course you did because you also love dogs.
That is correct.
I Love Dogs is great. I thought that was really fun.
I liked Isle of Dogs. Moonrise Kingdom did not like.
I like that.
Darjeeling Limited. What's the one that won like every award?
The
Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one where they fucked up when they were announcing Best Picture and it didn't actually win, like...
Something like that, if I remember correctly, yeah.
I thought that was My Cousin Vinny.
No, it was I think
this was in the past couple of years.
Yeah,
it was like drunk-ass Warren Beatty read the wrong thing or something.
It was like Green Book or some shit. It was something that was like, everyone's like, oh. Like, you didn't like Grand Budapest Hotel?
No.
Wow, I really like that one. I don't know.
That's my favorite one, honestly.
Life Aquatic, I don't, because like Life Aquatic also has these really cool, like stop motion bits that are done by Henry, I can't remember. Selick, the guy that did Nightmare Before Christmas, and he also did like James and the Giant Peach. Like,
yeah, there's Henry J. Selick, I believe.
Henry, thank you, Sean. But like, I don't know, and also like, I mean, I think that one of his like defining things in all of his movies, and like, since guys hasn't seen it, I won't spoil it, but like, there's a moment where like realism hits the characters, and the Royal Tenenbaums is absolutely fucking brutal when it happens, but it's also fucking gut wrenching in Life Aquatic too, because it's like all fun and silly and quirky, and then it's like, oh.
I thought that was about the Darjeeling Limited when that takes a turn. It takes a big turn.
It's like a signature thing he does, and pretty much
he has the cancer.
Yeah,
but and watching Fantastic Mr. Fox, like the animation is phenomenal.
I love the animation. That's
the performances are fine. As far as like all the stop motion and stuff, but he was trying to get like the same like shot reactions like he does, like holding the camera on people's faces in his other movies.
Yeah,
but it's a fucking cartoon. Like they're not emoting. They're not. It just didn't work.
That's a fair point.
But yeah, the Royal Tenenbaums, I liked it a lot more. But that movie, 100% does not work without Gene Hackman being exactly as good. Like, I don't know who else you could even like think of to put in that role and get the same kind of performance and same kind of movie.
Yeah, I agree. You know who else is really good in that, who I usually don't like very much?
Adrian Brody.
Owen Wilson?
No, I like Adrian Brody. No, and I like Owen Wilson. Gwyneth Paltrow is really good in that movie, and I usually find her kind of annoying.
Like, it's not like I don't think the guy's talented or whatever. I just feel like he makes the same fucking movie over and over again. Like I get it. Like, it's disaffected rich people. Like, they have weird families. Like, we get it. Move on.
Wes Anderson grow up with money? Is that why he kind of draws?
I like that. Probably, if he's a fucking director. I mean, most people that are successful, like, creatives, like, the ones that started out with nothing are pretty few and far between. Anything else, Alex?
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, heir to the Tarantino fortune.
Well, he's like, again, he's the exception doesn't make the rule, right? Like, he was the guy working literally in like a fucking Blockbuster and sold True Lies, but like, he's
True Lies.
He wrote True Lies.
True Lies fucking rules. Hell yeah.
True Romance.
If you tell me that he did anything with True Lies, then I change my opinion 100%. Like, never mind. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
are you anti-Tarantino? I don't think I'm not anti.
Okay. I just think he's
a little overrated.
I mean, actually, honestly, the same thing I kind of feel about Wes Anderson. He's a little overrated and full of himself. Like, his best movie came out 15 years ago, as far as I'm concerned.
You have a favorite
but
director, Alex?
everything just gets more and more bloated. I think my favorite director is Matthew Vaughn? Who directed Stardust? Is that Matthew Vaughn?
Matthew Vaughn,
yeah. Strong opinion.
That's a good pick.
He gets Stardust,
Kingsman.
First Class, the Kingsman movies, Layer Cake.
Layer Cake. Cake is so good.
That's
bangers.
a really good fucking movie.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite. But honestly, I guess he hasn't really done anything lately that I'm aware of.
The last thing that he did, I can't even. Did he do that? No, he just because he produces a lot of shit too. I always forget. Like
Kingsman
he produces like every Taron Egerton movie. You know, here's a movie coming out on Apple Plus called Tetris, and I thought it was going to be like robots like playing the game and like actual like live Tetris things, but no, it's about like the development of the game and shit. Like who cares? I thought it was going to be giant robots like dropping lines and boxes in order and stuff.
So
I was really excited.
I'm kind of surprised, but Matthew Vaughn actually directed all of the Kingsman movies.
He did The King's Man.
Yeah, no, what did I do?
I didn't like that one.
He did all of them. I'm kind of shocked because
I didn't know. I got to watch that one.
I like
the
second one.
Not great.
I didn't care for that one.
He did, and he also directed Kick-Ass, which was really good, and then not Kick-Ass 2,
which we reviewed twice.
Yeah.
Oh, he got out while the getting was good.
He's got 2 movies coming out. Something called Argyle this year, and then something called Courage, but that's in like pre-production. Argyle is a spy movie, so all right, I'm listening. Anything else?
The other thing I watched is Tabled.
Oh, that's right, Tabled.
Oh, Sean.
Nothing.
Keep my house hot.
Dog.
Still haven't watched movies.
No, I kind of hate movies.
There's some good stuff out there.
Anomaly based. I watched
Skinamarink and kill yourself.
I watched 3 things, one of which is Tabled. So the other 2 are back-to-back Shane Black.
You were in like an action, like you were like.
I really kind of went
for some manly action.
So let's start with the first one, which I'm about to. I'm not going to reverse my position on, but it is going to be Gogs is a man who admits when he's wrong, and
I will give you that.
Did you watch Repo Man?
No, not yet. I should. I probably should. Maybe that would be my birthday pick. I rewatched The Predator, and I still like it, but I'm going to say that Prey is better than The Predator.
Oh yeah,
I think I originally said that Prey was the worst Predator movie.
We all agree with that. Wait, you said Prey was the worst Predator movie?
Yes, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that of the mainline Predator movies, it was my least favorite. I'm incorrect. I'm incorrect.
Yeah, insane.
Okay, You don't beat a man up for admitting his
point. Of course I do. That's what this whole show is.
Right.
We need to work on that.
Also, what's his name? I'm pretty sure that we saw what's his name in a trailer coming up. The guy that's the main character in Predator. He's in
the Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Boyd.
I love that actor.
Holbrook.
I'm always excited to see him pop up.
I still enjoyed The Predator, but upon second viewing, I was like,
more about him later for me, by the way.
So, The Predator's fine, but it's not as good as that once was. And it's certainly, I still like Predators better and Predator 2 Rules.
I need to revisit Predators.
I've revisited that within the last year, and it's still.
I remember really enjoying it for being like kind of silly, but I feel like I need to watch it again.
I think that's part of the problem with The Predator. The Predator is too silly.
Is that, but you know what, like, and we've all talked about this movie to death because I think we're the only 4 people to defend it, but like, it is silly, but it's like a lot of fun to watch.
It is a lot of fun.
It's like, it doesn't, and it feels like, and maybe it's just because I'm like a, like, diehard Shane Black fan.
Yeah.
But like, he understands like what that movie is. Like, I don't feel like I've seen so many reviews of that movie and like, it's a total misstep and like, I think that movie is very self-aware of what it's doing. Like, I don't think Shane Black is a bad film writer. Like, I don't think he's a bad writer. Like, he understands how goofy, like, that scene where he fucking blows up that kid. Like, that's hilarious. Like, are you kidding?
The whole thing, well, that's actually not a Predator. It's a whatever. It's like, but we took a vote. Predator sounds cooler.
What's Sterling K. Brown? Sterling K. Brown. No, it's a hunter. I know Predator sounds cool. That's
Sterling K. Brown who fucking rocks like that dude.
I will say Sterling K. Brown in that movie is a ton of fun.
Yeah, that guy is cool.
But yeah, no, the Predator, I still like it. I still like it better than a lot of movies, but it is not better than Prey. So I will admit that.
Yeah. Prey was such a great surprise.
Prey really was very good. Now the other Shane Black movie I watched, I hadn't seen in quite a bit, was The Nice Guys.
Oh,
and that would have made a great Valentine's Day pick.
Yeah. I can't wait to pick it up.
Ryan Gosling in that movie. You've seen that, right, Alec?
Yes.
Ryan Gosling in that movie is so good. He's so good because seeing like this handsome man play this like complete goofball is just fun. But old man Russell Crowe
is so
just
good.
Like this like subdued, a tough guy, like just steals the fucking show. And what's her name?
The girl from
Brandt,
Spider-Man.
Betty Brandt.
Yeah. She's in the Spider-Man movies.
We're doing anal and stuff. Don't say and stuff. Just say we did anal. It's so good, and it's just
my
like quintessential.
I made my living off of Rumpy Pumpy, but she's British. Whoever knew what the fuck she was talking about.
Yeah, that movie is a great, like, that'd be a great double feature with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which we reviewed on the show.
Like, Shane Black knows his way around a noir film. Like, he knows how to make a fun, like, with a good plot and like interesting. Like the twists in that movie, legit good. Everything about that movie is so much fun.
Even Kim Basinger isn't awful in it.
Thankfully she's barely in it, but she's not bad in what she's there for. Like that scene when the kid rolls up to that burned down house, he's like, so you want to see my dick? A pretty big dick. Let me know when
wants to see your dick.
This guy give me $20 to answer questions. Shut the fuck up. Oh, it's so much fun. A projectionalist. I don't know. Shane Black just keep making more films. What does he have anything? Since we're talking about directors, does he have anything?
I don't know. Also, real quick in Ryan Gosling news, in possible news that probably me and only Sean really care about. Charlie Kaufman was in an interview and said he wrote a script specifically for Ryan Gosling, and he loved
Adaptation
it.
Too.
He said Ryan Gosling. Well, I'm not surprised Ryan Gosling loves it because he's weird and loves weird movies. But they're it's like in pre-production right now. Like hell yes, like give me.
It's funny we brought up.
Also, not for nothing, I just today, I saw a picture of Alex Garland hanging out with Hideo Kojima, and I was like, hell yeah. like, all the people I like are hanging out.
But it's funny we brought up Lethal Weapon talking about the movie we watched, because I forgot that he wrote he made all the characters. He wrote the first one.
I know I bring this up every single time, but like, look up his treatment for like Lethal Weapon. It's fucking awesome. Like the way he writes, like his screenplays are so cool. Like, I don't know. I just said, like, I fucking adore Shane Black. Like, I wish he did more stuff. Like, I fucking love him.
How have we never watched The Last Boy Scout? Like, I feel like that's right up all of our alley.
That would have fit in the this month too. Like,
we all fucking love that movie.
As a kid, talking about Tango and Cash. Like, I remember watching Tango and Cash way too young, and then literally watching The Last Boy Scout, and I remember, I just remember that opening scene in Last Boy Scout with the fucking football thing. But I remember watching it like on HBO or something. Like it made a very big impact on me.
Think about all the stuff Shane Black's given us that lives rent free in your head. Like the guy pulling out the gun on the football field, right? All of Last Action Hero, like. All the like whores and stuff, like all that. Like
I talked briefly about like alternate universes I wish I lived in. I wish I lived in the one where like his script for Last Action Hero got made, because he had like a cartoon sidekick, like a Roger Rabbit-esque like cartoon character that like palled around with Schwarzenegger and stuff. Like,
there is one in the movie.
Is it?
Yeah, there's an animated cat.
I don't even remember that. It was like
hang out with him the whole
time. A main character in his original script. Maybe they just left it in, as like
And I forgot he wrote A Long Kiss Goodnight, another movie I feel like gets slept on real hard.
I haven't seen that.
That movie slaps.
It does rule so long. I saw that like probably in like 6th grade. I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, that's when you're like, I'm like 14, like, I want to pork Gina Davis, like, which is a weird thing for a person that young to think.
I mean, I definitely did. I definitely, well, not
yeah.
not, you look at her up. No, God.
I mean, I just do.
But she was in Beetlejuice. Come on, she was like, yeah. Anyway, anything else?
Nope, my thing is tabled to TJ.
I watched 3 things, one of which is tabled as well. I watched, and the first thing I'll talk about, I won't talk about very briefly. I watched the black and white version of Logan.
And?
Oh, it's awesome.
I had it on Blu-ray, and I was like, why not? Oh, it's great. It looks great, too. Like, it looks really good. It doesn't feel like, I watched a million years ago, I watched that shiny and chrome version of Mad Max, which is like, it's not even black and white, it's like black and like
silver.
Yeah. That didn't work. Like, it didn't really do anything for me, but like Logan, the black and white version, like I don't know, it adds a little something to it. I thought it was cool. But the villain in that movie is the guy we were just talking about. Like, he's great. I mean, we've all talked about Logan a billion times. Like, it's definitely a very high watermark for comic book movies. Like, even still, like, I think like it's one of the best. Like,
I think it's the best mainstream, like, not counting like Road to Perdition and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
I totally agree, and it has a lot more like, I don't know, weight to it, and more like, I think a lot of that is with Hugh Jackman. Like, I think he's just like a very good actor, and I think like it doesn't have a lot of the silliness that like a lot of even like more serious comic book movies have, but it's excellent. It's an excellent movie. And it holds up great. And if you have the Blu-ray and you decide to want to watch it again, check out the black and white version. It's kind of cool. I also watched a movie I haven't seen. Talk about a movie I haven't seen since fucking high school. I was flipping through Shudder last night, and I was looking for something that was short, and I came across they had Female Prisoner 701 Scorpion.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I don't know if any of you have seen that movie.
I have.
Nope.
It stars the lead actress is the same lead actress from the Lady Snowblood movies, which are amazing. I have a very soft spot in my heart for what I would refer to as Japanese grindhouse cinema, because that's what it is. It's like trashy and violent and weirdly artistic at times. Like they don't have like all these movies like. And almost all of them turned into like 7 movies. Like, I think there's like 6 or 7 female prisoner movies, but like this is at the same time that they were making Hanzo the Razor, which is like a samurai series, Lone Wolf and Cub, which I'm one of the, like, might be my birthday pick this year, one of the Lone Wolf and Cub movies. Also Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman. Like, all these movies are like made very cheap, very fast, and they're very violent, and they're like sometimes in the female prisoner case, they're like wall-to-wall nudity, which is kind of wild because these are all released by Toei, which is like the biggest studio in Japan. So like that would kind of be like if like Warner Brothers was just like, fuck it, we're just gonna put out like sexual movies. I mean, like the female prisoner movies are like, especially like the first one, like literally the opening scene is just these fucking naked prisoners, these women that are completely nude, like fully nude, full frontal, everything, and they're walking through this weird obstacle course that's like a staircase. But then there's like these series of like metal poles, so they have to like bend and contort in weird ways. And there is guards on either side of the stairs so they can ogle them as they're going up the stairs. And then the floor is glass, of course. And there's a guard underneath just leering. And it's so, like, the movie is so fucking ridiculous. It's a revenge movie, of course, where the lead character gets betrayed by her. She's like totally in love with this narc cop or narcotics cop, and it has one of the most like I don't even know how to describe it. Like one of the strangest like so. First you see her in prison, and then it flashes back, and it's like, I was in love with this man, and blah, 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 blah. So there's this very odd sex scene with her and the cop, and they're literally in this like sound stage, and she's wrapped up in this huge blanket. It's like the fucking cape from the Cell. Like, it's huge. It's like enveloping everything on the camera. And she's rolled up, and they're like, she's about to get fucked. And when he starts to fuck her, it cuts to a white part of the sheet, and it goes to a perfect red circle, which looks like the Japanese flag, but it symbolizes her losing her virginity.
Is that how the flag was invented?
I don't know. It's so fucking weird. And like this whole movie is like that, where it's like these like I think the director has passed away, but I'd love to like hear like the thoughts behind some of these shots, because like you have something like that, and then you have the flashback to where it explains why she wants revenge, because the cop betrayed her. Basically, like, she goes to this Yakuza club, and she gets found out, and, like, literally the whole... There are so many rapes in this movie. It's ridiculous. But all of the Yakuza rape her. But as it's happening, like, the wall behind her turns, like Batman 1966 style, and then you see the cop talking to the mob boss about how he's going to look the other way. It's like all this is happening at once. It's insane. But the movie is violent and silly and just all over the place. And it's like, it is barely an hour and a half long. Like, all this shit happens like bam, 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 bam. One of my personal favorite scenes is there's a scene where all the punishment, by the way, is revolves, because again, they had no money. All the punishment for the women that the guards instill in these women is digging holes. Like, that's like all they do in the movie is like dig holes.
Oh, it's like that movie Holes.
Yeah, exactly like Holes. At one point, the women riot and they take over like a ward of the prison. It's actually like a warehouse in the prison. And they hijack a bunch of guards, and to torture these guards, they forcibly have sex with them. Cause like a man clearly wrote this movie, and it's like, it's so fucking weird, and like, the whole thing is fucking wild. And then it turns for like 10 minutes into this like, stealth assassin movie because she gets out to kill the guy. It's fucking awesome. Like, I love it. All of them are good. I'd say the first one's probably the best.
How many are there?
Like I said, I think there's like 5 or 6 female prisoner movies. That's what they're affectionately referred to as. Also, a little bit of a fun side note. The lead actress, whose name I cannot remember, she's also a singer. And she sings the like theme of the film, which I think is like super cool. But
she's like Shawn Michaels.
Exactly. But I love this movie. It's on Shudder. If you want to watch some fun sleaze, definitely check it out. It's a blast. It's fucking wild. And just like again, some of the like decisions and like the weird, like, I think that's the thing I miss about like bad movies. It's like, they're like, you're already a bad movie, right? Like, you have like no budget, like you got to get things done fast. Why not do things weird and artistic for like no fucking reason? Like, why not? Like, just fucking do it. Like, why not light this scene in like an incredibly strange way? Like, no one's watching, just do it. Like, there's a knife fight in a shower and the woman turns into like a demon for no fucking reason. And I mean, it's a brilliant movie. I love it. So yeah, highly recommended. It's on Shudder. Unfortunately, they don't have any of the other movies, but they have that one. And I also watched Lady Snowblood. It's fucking great. I mean, it's better. Lady Snowblood is like a better movie than this, but they're both great in their own ways. And then finally, I watched What's Tabled. We all watched Ant-Man 3, Quantumania, the most hated movie in the MCU for some reason.
Yeah, more hated than Eternals, it turns out.
I'm going to go ahead. I'll start off by saying I enjoyed it a lot, and I hate everything. And I left the movie going, I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of this movie. Was it like, Winter Soldier? No. But, I mean, it was fun. Like, I didn't hate... like when I sat down and watched Eternals, I hated myself and I wanted to leave. I never felt that way during this movie. Did everything land? No, but I thought it was pretty good.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was the tone was a little all over the board, but Jonathan Majors is outstanding.
He's so good. I cannot wait for Creed 3.
I'm excited for him to be the new. I mean, he's the new MCU big bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be for like the whole.
I mean, the next
whole phase. It finishes up with Avengers, the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, and I thought that they did like a good job of his. Like, I think they did a good job explaining his character and all the variants and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it worked. Like, I don't. People are upset that, spoiler alerts, they beat this version of Kang, but it's like, okay,
that might have been a bad idea. It turns out.
First of all, have you ever read a comic book or seen a movie? Not even like a comic book movie, but like generally speaking, the heroes win. I don't know. I don't want to go out on any limb here. I know I'm Mr. Indie guy, but like generally speaking, they beat the villain at the end of the movie. Like, I don't know what these fucking people are looking for. Like, Werner Herzog didn't direct this fucking movie. Like,
no, that would be something.
Alec, what did you think?
Very small end.
I thought it was, like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Is it, like you said, it's not upper tier by any stretch, but, like, honestly, consider it had a lot of weight to carry. I think it's the first movie of this phase.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think. And it has to introduce the new big villain and still do your stupid Ant-Man movie at the same time. Like, yeah. And I like the other Ant-Man movies. I especially like the first one. I thought the second one was okay. They beefed the villain, and she's nowhere to be found now. She's like not even mentioned in this movie.
It sucks too because I love Ghost in the comics. Like,
I thought the design was cool.
Well, they just did the comic. Like, yeah. But you read that Thunderbolts run. Like, Ghost is such a cool character in the comics. Like, he stinks and he's gross. Like, I love that shit.
But like, I was reading something today, like, about it, which is a pretty big plot hole from the other movies that I didn't really think about until I saw it. But in Ant-Man 2, like, they have no problem sending Scott back in to the Quantum Zone. But then in this one, Michelle Pfeiffer's, like, ready to kill people because they sent somebody back in. Or they didn't even send somebody back in, just for talking.
Yeah.
Or researching data. And, like, I thought about that. I was like, yeah, that really doesn't make much sense.
But there's kind of a dropped line about the time dilation aspect, too, which I thought was kind of like, I didn't understand.
Well, it's because he would say, or if you're talking about where Scott Lang's like, you don't know how long we've been down here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah. But, like, here's the thing. And maybe, like, I don't know. I guess maybe a more critical, but, like, yeah, they mess up stuff in continuity, but they mess up stuff in continuity in the comics all the time. Like, I didn't remember that part in the second one, and it wasn't a big deal. And like, I'm not really that invested in it. I don't really care. Like, it's not like they changed the actress that played Cassie too. Did that bother me? No.
Yeah, they've changed her like 3 times.
I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like,
one thing I did hear about the movie though was that, like, I guess they can't figure out what to do with Evangeline Lilly. So like, Michelle Pfeiffer's in the movie a ton, and they said the Wasp doesn't really have a whole lot to do in it.
She's an afterthought in this movie.
She almost could have just not been in the movie. I mean, yeah, but I agree with that. Yeah.
But I thought it was like, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. There's way worse. There's way worse Marvel movies out there.
I mean, it's not, to me, it's like in the middle. It's not even close to the bottom. And also, like, I think it's hilarious. Like, you know, MODOK's in this movie, and obviously the guy with the fucking MODOK tattoo is going to chime in on this one. But, like, he looks exactly like he looks in the comics. Like, you can't complain of, like, he's not comic book accurate. Like, he literally is comic book accurate, and you still are complaining? Like, I don't understand.
I'm going to say I loved MODOK. MODOK was one of my favorite parts of this movie.
I thought he was great. Now, like, his character, you can complain about, but, like, honestly, like, whatever. Like, I don't care. I thought he was fun, and, like, when he, like, was, like, flying around, like, killing stuff, like, honestly, my favorite part of the movie was like the weird sci-fi, like glow up. It's funny because the guy that wrote this is also written a bunch of Rick and Morty, and this felt like a Rick and Morty episode in a lot of ways. Like, but I liked all the like glorp glop aliens and all that weird. Like, I liked all the weird shit. Like, I thought that was kind of like, I thought that was the most interesting part of the movie was like the weird surreal visuals, and like I actually thought that like the aliens were like interesting looking and not like Eternals that like the deviants, like they just look like generic like Final Fantasy enemies. Like I don't know. Like
they had a lot of fun creating that.
There was like way more positives in this movie than negatives. Also, the big barbarian lady. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
they need to figure out what they want to do. As far as continuity between the shows and the movies.
Yeah, well, yeah. See Doctor Strange for that.
Because if the whole point of if you need to watch the shows to watch the movies, like that's fine as far as I'm concerned because I watch them all.
Yeah, I'm fine.
But then you don't need to don't retell the same shit in the movie.
Well, yeah,
because they talk about the whole variance and like basically explain everything with Kang that he already explained in the show over 15 minutes of Loki, and like you did that. You like this movie was too long. Every movie is too long. Like this is shit that was in the show a year and a half ago. You didn't need to retell me this now.
But I will
just
say,
save it for the movie.
But I will say at least this movie didn't do what Doctor Strange did, where it basically just was like everything that happened in WandaVision was like total bullshit. Like they basically didn't even acknowledge it existed and totally retread everything, and like it ruined the character. Whereas at least in this, it's like, yeah, they went through the timeline stuff. Like I don't know. That didn't bother me as much, but like I do agree with you, and especially with the second teaser is basically a teaser for Loki season 2. I don't know, but again, like I didn't hate this movie like at all. Like I didn't, like I don't feel like conflicted. I don't feel like, a lot of times with movies that I'm kind of on the fence on, it's like the more I think about it, the more I didn't like it. I'm like, I enjoyed it. Like I don't know.
This movie's a lot more turn your mind off and then just go for the ride.
I expected it to be darker than it ended up being.
Yeah.
I thought somebody was going to die.
I thought they were going to be stuck there at the end.
And I mean, it kind of has notes of that with his realization, again, spoilers, but like, it's hard to spoil this movie. But like the realization, and it's funny because, again, this movie is what's the Gogs thing? It's a mile wide and an inch deep. It's not a thinker, but like so many people I've seen react on like TikTok are like, well, they killed this version of Kang. It's like, he's not dead. They even say that at the fucking end of the movie. Like Scott Lang is like, oh, we just slowed him down a little bit. Like that's kind of dark. I don't know.
It's not even that they slowed him down. He may have fucked them all up.
Well, no, he's not even, like, that Kang is just knocked back into his little fucking microverse. So he'll figure all that shit out. Like, he's not even close to being done. They knocked him into his little engine, so he's just going into it's the Rick and Morty thing. He is going into another pocket dimension. Right. He's in that space that Scott was in with all the variants. That's where he is now.
Are they going to knock him into the Heroes Reborn dimension?
You know what? Not.
Oh, I hope so.
That would be kind of sick.
Oh shit, Onslaught.
Dude, all I'm saying is, like, movie Onslaught could be pretty badass. Like, that would be kind of cool. Anyway, I don't know, man. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I am usually pretty hard on these things, and I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again. I thought it was fun. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, neat.
So there's
Sean, what's the last Marvel movie you watched? Spider-Man?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I missed Captain Marvel. I missed Shang-Chi. I watched Spider-Man.
You gotta watch Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I bet I would like it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
You would like it.
No, I mean, it's been a minute, man. Like, really kind of after, what do you call it? The Last Avengers, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good for a bit. Like I said, I wanted to do something weird. Like, real weird. But, I don't know. But before we get into the movie real quick, and just because I know he's probably listening, to get serious for a second, Nate, we're all thinking about you, man. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
So we love
100%.
you, just so you know.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
Best guy. For real.
Yeah. Literally the best person I know.
Absolutely.
Not like
Hands
you
down.
pieces of shit.
Oh, we suck.
Oh, we're awful.
Awful. Garbage, bottom-dwelling people.
But
awful. Well, not Alec. But.
No, Alec's good. He's the best of us. But that's still not fair.
I swim on the surface. I swim on the surface of the trash.
Alex like those fish that like suck to the side of the fucking tank.
He's like that pipe that's barely keeping the compactor from crushing everybody in the first Star Wars.
Shut them all down! Shut down all the garbage. I don't know why, but like that scene where fucking he hears that, like when they finally stops. And it cuts to 3PO. He's like, they're dying. Oh, I used to think that was the funniest goddamn. I still kind of laugh at it, but
it's still funny.
It's like the way he's like, they're dying, and you just hear on the radio, it's like, good stuff.
Just Mark Hamill just going ham.
Star Wars used to be pretty good. All right, Tango and Cash time. Get your beer and whiskey out and pull out your cock, because this is. This is a movie for men. This is the most masculine fucking movie ever made.
And by extension, also the gayest movie ever made.
Super gay.
Impossibly so.
Yeah, it's funny because, like...
We'll get into it later, but there's a scene they add to make it not gay, and somehow it's also super gay.
Yeah, it's hilarious because, like, the whole time I'm watching this, like, I don't know, all of us we're on the same wavelength, but like anytime you hear about like these fucking conservatives like, the pussification of America, blah, blah, like this is like their peak. Like they were like, this like everything, they want everything back to this, but like I don't even think this movie understands how fucking just ridiculous and gay it is. Like I don't know. Gogs, it is my pleasure to ask you, what in goddamn happened in Tango and Cash?
Everything. This movie, let me tell you something about Andrei Konchalovsky.
The fourth director of Tango and Cash, by the way.
Well, he's not the one who finished it.
Well,
he got fired. Somebody else finished the movie.
Well, then Albert Magnoli, whichever one of these
people directed this movie?
Bro, this movie had two cinematographers. I think Barry Sonnenfeld was the original cinematographer, and Stallone fired him halfway through it.
I had no idea. I didn't know.
Dude, the lore of this is insane.
Ooh.
Yeah, at one point Stallone was directing parts of it because it was like maybe that's where Kurt Russell got it from for Tombstone. He's like, fuck it, I'll direct it myself. Stallone can do it, so can I.
For no reason, decided to do a Cockney accent, and Stallone liked it so much he just wrote him into more of the movie. That wasn't like a screen note. He just decided to do it for whatever reason.
That's awesome, dude. Was it Brian James? I'm sorry. Oh, also, I said it in the text. Byron
with the general from fucking Fifth Element.
Brian James.
Yeah.
It's his birthday today. I mean, he passed away, but it would have been his birthday today. I thought that was kind of cool.
His birthday.
Yeah. And he's like a movie, the podcast all-star, because he's shown up in a bunch of movies that we've watched.
Yep.
He an all-star.
So anyway, Tango and Cash. Let's talk about a movie that's just the best. Like this will be. I can't wait to show this to my boys, and this is how. I don't know what birthday it'll be, but we'll just sit them down with a cold brewski and watch Tango. Maybe at 12.
Cold brewski.
Like, I don't know what's the appropriate age, but
21.
Okay, 21 then for the brewski part. Movie opens with Ray Tango in Chrysler LeBaron hauling ass through the desert, chasing Mad Max style. And then passing a tanker truck driven by maniac cop Robert Sadar and associates. And Ray Tango pulls a J-turn, pops out of the car, kind of eyes it up with a snub-nosed 38, and if memory serves, chooses different bullets. He changes his loads, and then takes a shot from, I don't know, 200 yards with a gun with the barrel of 2 inches, and he is perfect accuracy. He's basically fucking not long shot, but he's like bullseye.
Yeah. Ironically, later in the movie,
comes back.
Not much later in the movie, but like the impractical guns are kind of a theme of this movie because.
Oh my god!
Because what's his name? Kurt Russell has the fucking the 357 Magnum with the giant scope on the top.
Yeah,
of it.
No, he's got an external hard drive sized laser strapped to the top of his revolver.
That revolver with the scope, I always attributed that to Lord Humongous in Road Warrior, but maybe I was always thinking of this movie too. Cause
I think there's a lot of things that Humongous came first, right?
He did come first, but yeah.
But maybe it was like a time loop thing, and they went back and added it.
Does that because like with the kick?
The kick doesn't matter. The kick it depends on the rifling of the barrel and like how good it would work. It's impractical and dumb, but it
just feels like all the guns and the weird like fucking pulse rifles they get later. They don't really do anything but make the guns heavier and harder to hold.
They make them unwieldy, just like that fucking Chevy Silverado they strapped every accessory to later. But be damned if I don't want that. And as we were watching the movie, I was like, I guess there wasn't a legit monster truck. Maybe it was a fever dream. Nope, the bad guys have a monster truck, but we'll get into it. So Ray Tango does an American sniper move and almost zaps Robert Z'Dar from an impossible range with a very tiny pistol. Then you get almost like the scene from, was it Super Cop? What was the one with Jackie Chan?
Oh, it's Police Story.
Police Story.
Oh, okay, I'm glad you brought that up, right?
It is a direct lift, according to IMDb.
Okay. I was going to say, because Police Story definitely came out first, and I was like, he had to have seen that, because it felt like the exact same scene.
So Robert Z'Dar and associate slam on the brakes of this semi-truck, and they fly out of the front of this, land at Ray Tango's Armani feet, and then all the rest of the cops in the world show up, to which we learn that 1, Rambo is a pussy, and 2, that he's out of his jurisdiction.
This movie immediately breaks the podcast law of don't refer to other movies, because it does it constantly.
It also breaks the rule of saying the name of the movie because Jack Palance says Tango and Cash, Tango and Cash.
I mean,
over and over.
What kind of car is Stallone driving in the beginning? Because that thing
is a Chrysler LeBaron. I think
that thing is badass. Like it's a convertible.
It's a Chrysler LeBaron.
No, it looks cool shit with like the convert. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
You never seen a Chrysler LeBaron?
It looks almost like a K car.
I liked it.
I might be able to get you one for your birthday. So we'll see what we can do.
There's no vintage Chrysler LeBaron either.
Oh, we'll see what we can pull off.
Vintage.
Yeah, at this point.
I thought it was cool shit. Fuck you. Sean
the Chrysler LeBaron. So now...
LeBron?
Chrysler LeBron. Makes smoke. So now Ray Tango's getting his ass chewed out by the State Highway Association. And that guy who gets killed in the Devil's Rejects comes over and goes, I don't know, Ray. What's this about? It's just full of gas. And then he shoots the tanker and it's full of cocaine.
The local yokel cop is like, you fucking big city pussy fucking
He's like, I'm going to suck your dick to death.
Curses him out for 45 minutes.
The only thing this movie doesn't have, the only trope this movie doesn't have is the angry black police sergeant who's like, your pants will be dancing with figs. Like, you just gives them a whole rap of shit about how many cars they blew up.
The chief kind of loves them.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of loves them.
Also, later on,
standing ovation in court. Yes,
Speaking of the screaming police chief, I don't know why I was thought of it. I saw a thing today, a meme about the commanders citing Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah,
And it was about the commanders hope blah 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 Bieniemy, but it was a picture of Chai McBride and not Eric Bieniemy.
Oh my god!
I couldn't tell if it was serious or somebody made a meme. I was dying. I was laughing so hard.
Good lord! I hope they didn't realize what they did. That would be even funnier.
Oh, I was dying. I was like, that's not Eric Bieniemy. Continue, Gug. Sorry.
You're good. So Ray Tango makes a super bus full of a tanker of cocaine. He does the classic 80s move where he tastes it and rubs it on his teeth. And the most clever thing he can say is, anyone want to get high? Like, there could have been any other line.
Yeah, it really is like the worst. It's like
this is drugs.
Line.
Drugs get you high. It was just a real A to B line.
Nobody
wasn't like these lines you could have said. It's snowing in the desert.
Yeah.
Someone does say it's snowing. He says that.
Oh, he does say it's snowing. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Well then.
I love the fact that the yokel cop is like, did you check everything? It's like, yeah, we checked everything. Not this giant compartment next to the fucking truck.
Yeah, and besides being like the gayest movie ever, this movie also doesn't take place on an Earth that I understand. Like, there's a lot of weird magical realism moments in this, but roughly how much cocaine is this?
And where's it going?
Cocaine in the world?
And I don't think cocaine runs like that. Like, it's a powder. It's not a crystal.
It's not sugar. Yeah,
it's literally just like 5-pound bags of Domino poured out of that tanker.
They pull an Englishman out of it.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is coming up where I had to rewind it because I was like, wait a minute. Go ahead, guys. I'm sure you're just going to say it anyway.
Well, I don't know. Well, hopefully I get to it.
It's when the main bad guys show up, literally driving by the crime scene.
Oh, yeah, no, it's so arch. Yeah, it's just like... He's almost
cash.
If he's not stroking a white cat in his lap, they missed that note. Like not just the bad guys, all of the bad guys,
all of them.
And in this crime dimension, Jack Palance is an unknown like super criminal lord who rules from an abandoned Air Force base at the bottom of a quarry. He also
has impossible. Well, there's plenty of impossible video conferencing technology in this.
Oh, yeah, no, he invented Zoom.
He lives in the crime fucking office from, what was it, Showdown in Little Tokyo?
Yeah. But understand, in the beginning of this scene, they're literally like in the middle of the fucking desert. And it's nothing. It's one highway. Yeah. And for some reason, Jack Palance and the guy from Big Trouble in Little China and some other guy, I don't know the other guy, they're just in a limo just driving by. Like, why are they...
Well, and you brought this up, and we'll bring it up more, but during the many video conference calls that happened during this movie, there's been conference calls where the conference calls, the camera, there must have been a cameraman on the other end of the conference call because it pans over and does a tight zoom on someone's face for emphasis. Like,
there's mobile.
We didn't have that technology until 2 years ago here.
There's mobile video calls in this movie towards the end.
Yeah. So everyone's got one of these setups. Anyway, so Jack Palance has just been ripped off of a swimming pool's worth of cocaine. He's not happy about it. Then, so you find out, Ray Tango, hero cop, Armani, just the drip don't quit. He's a stockbroker. There's a margin call. I thought there was a beat in this movie where they questioned whether he was on the take or not. But I guess that was a different movie because I thought like he had all of his money from stockbrokering.
Well, if anything, there is a scene.
There's a scene where they're like, the captain's like, why do you even do this?
Because I'm a sociopath.
Yeah, you dress like a banker.
And he says, the action.
Yeah, the action.
So it's also important to note that Sylvester Stallone is the straight man in this, which is also like incredibly funny.
Well, he's the straight man, but he can't stop quipping. Neither one of these guys.
The movie's all quipping.
It's
when this is later, but when they're in the shower together in prison. Yeah. It's just like 5 straight minutes of dick jokes, back and forth. Like who can finish? Who's gonna run out first?
But Sean is 1,000% right. Like in the script, Stallone is supposed to be the like stoic, like kind of like straight-laced dickhead, but like he doesn't know how to play that character at all. And then like it's just. Like, they're both the same guy. It's just Stallone kind of dresses different.
They're just like pretty version, one's the gritty version.
Yeah, Cash is just the where you hold down L2 and hit start version of the other one.
Right.
It's hilarious.
The only thing that's different about them is, like, Cash is ostensibly poor. No. Yeah. Cash is poor.
Well, he's not poor because he literally the first time you see him, he's driving a vintage Corvette into his house. Like,
yeah, but
he's like not poor.
But doesn't he? But his whole like apartment's like poverty stricken.
He has to go to the Lethal Weapon thing. He has the fucking the Riggs apartment. Like, to quote a Gogsism, it's as luxurious as it is dilapidated.
It's a shipping container that's inside its 4,000 square feet.
Right.
So anyway, Tango's getting all the high fives and what have yous, and then Ray Cash is now. Gabriel Cash. You're introduced to him, and he's another maniac cop, but he's on the other side of L.A. and he's out there getting it done. Someone's messing with his gun. He's reading about Rocky, who's a juice head in his opinion. You got classic Kurt Russell mane of like luxurious hair, always in a tank top. Love this man. So now you get back to the big bad guy who no one knows who the fuck this is. Oh, and you also get to meet Terry Hatcher.
Oh,
who is
her running jugs situation is tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, Jack Palance is this bad guy that's shrouded in mystery like Dr. Claw, but can't stop showing up for everything.
Oh, wait, a lot more about that later.
And sounding exactly like Jack Palance. Like,
Jack Palance is so good at Jack Palance.
later on in the movie is one of the most, like, as head scratching as them showing up in the desert. Later on in the movie, it's like, wait, what?
He's just a breathy.
But if we can get back to Terry Hatcher, I can already tell you, this is the Langenkamp ship this year. It's gonna I think we're all of the like when we were all kids. I mean Terry Hatcher because I knew her because of the fucking Superman show.
Yeah, right.
She was always like one of the hottest chicks. Like in this movie, like it's like oh my god.
Oh no, she's coming out this year like fucking McGregor Aldo, where she just like knocked him out in 4 seconds. Like
she is unbelievably hot in this movie, and like I like the joke that this movie. I mean, we'll get into it, but whatever. Like what this movie plays, where it's like you get introduced to her and you think that they're a couple. Like I loved all. I thought that was like legitimately funny. Like I was like that.
Yeah, but even after it's revealed that they're brother and sister, they still play it like they don't realize that they're not a couple.
Well, they're Italian, Sean. So you know.
Also, Stallone's writing / directing / doing everything with this movie. He's probably like, wait a minute. I don't get the girl. I don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't. This doesn't compute in my brain.
Alex is 1,000%. Well, what if they had incest? You know.
I mean, what if it's just a little bit of kiss on the lips? Like Italian families do that, don't they?
Look, I know she's my sister, but she's still like, if I wasn't her brother, she would want to fuck me, right?
And who's a better man for my sister than me? Come on, I'm handsome. So anyway, I
won an Oscar for his writing, by the way.
So
well deserved.
He did. Rocky's an amazing movie.
I think I missed the part where Gabriel Cash was being assaulted and attacked. Oh, in his own apartment. He's like looking in the mirror, and then a fist with a gun punches through the mirror, and then starts unloading on him.
All right, pause. Can I ask you guys a question? Because
is it about the gun boots?
No, it's about him getting shot twice.
Yeah,
and
he walks it off.
They never, they don't go, I thought there was going to be a scene where he's like, oh, thank God I had the vest.
Nope.
Or something.
Well, he gets shot through the arm later, and he just goes, it's fine, it was a clean exit. It's like, well, stop being such a pussy. He doesn't even slow down.
Yeah, he gets shot twice by this assassin, right in the chest.
He's Kevin Bacon in the Hollow Man dimension. He's impervious to pain.
They don't even ever acknowledge it, and oh my God, it's so good. Also, not for nothing, this action sequence is done really well. I thought that this whole thing with him.
I thought it took too long. But I like all the bits in the garage where there's the Eastern European guy that's in my car. Hey, that's in my car.
When the Eastern European guy was unloading presents, I was like, is this a backdoor Christmas movie? Are we going to get yet another Christmas film?
No.
But no.
I like too, when they're driving through the garage, there's an Eastern European guy that's like a AOK USA guy, and then there's just a couple fucking for some reason, and you get to see your first.
What is presumably 8 in the morning,
right?
In a parking garage.
There's also a bag lady, like a homeless bag lady, shuffling across a parking deck
while she's drinking her 40
with a shopping cart full of cans that I guess she collected from the parking deck.
Stallone was like, "Oh, we need some more tits in here. There hasn't been tits in 5 minutes."
There's a whole bunch of tits in this movie.
There are so many tits in this. I know I watched this movie a lot when I was a kid. There is a lot of tits in this movie.
So Gabriel Cash arrests this gentleman who was trying to kill him, and then he goes back to his police bunker and beats the shit out of this guy in a bathroom using a chair.
It also implied that so many people tried to kill him that he is confused as to who could possibly be trying to kill him. As we'll learn later, Tango and Cash have done all the arrests in Los Angeles over the last 10 years.
Of enemies. Yeah.
Everyone knows who they are.
They're literally early on,
can we talk about the fucking hysterical scene where Kurt Russell just starts waving his pistol around in the office and exclaims, "Who's been screwing with my gun?"
I wanted to ask Doug about this as a gun enthusiast, or as our local ballistics expert. Yeah. How did you feel about Kurt Russell's gun discipline to literally just be pointing?
There was a lot of barrel sweeps, as we would say, that were unnecessary. But he's a trained officer of the law. I trust him to have some trigger discipline. So
Sean's right. When he's like, "Who's fucking with my sight?" He's literally just swinging the gun around.
He's just clicking it around the room. Fun fact: that's not his gun. So, which we find out later. And that's what she loves his gun, because he knew that the replacement gun, the sights were off.
Time out. How great is it that this dumbass movie is more competently written than so many other movies that we've watched? Where it's wild. They set up the fact that wasn't his gun. That's more than a lot of movies that we've watched on the show.
And it's an unnecessary setup, but they did it anyway.
Yeah.
So now you effectively met Tango and Cash, and now we get. So Jack Palance does a lot of monologuing about Tango and Cash, Tango and Cash. If it's not Cash,
in
it's
defense,
Tango.
one time he does say Cash and Tango.
Yeah. If it's not Cash, it's Tango. If it's not Tango, it's Cash. And he's got a Frenchman and a Chinaman and an Englishman, and he's got a desk made of rat mazes, and he's like, "Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my Tango rat and my Cash rat, and I'm gonna jam them in this box," and that's a metaphor. And that's a metaphor for buying the FBI, apparently, because this guy set them up stupendously. So the guy who was going to try and kill Gabriel Cash, he says, "Oh, there's going to be a big buy at this warehouse." And then Ray Tango hears over the wire, "Oh, there's this big buy at this warehouse." No one has ever heard of Jack Palance, by the way. They all think it's somebody else.
Is like fucking Ozymandias in this movie. Like, the level of graft and fucking planning he has to go through to do this shit is tremendous.
So they work their way into this scene where they're going about a crime warehouse, and they're sort of tracking down this English guy, and they're doing whatnots and what have yous, and then they come across a dead guy strapped to a chair, and he's wired, and they start talking, and they're saying things in the perfectly this could be misconstrued either way kind of way. So, but what's wild is they have that scene where they're saying things like, "Did you expect this?" No, none of them reveal that they're cops. They say all this stuff that could make you think that
but
they're still the bad guys.
They don't one step further. Yeah.
But they don't even use that tape. They replace the tape with a duct tape that the guy from Evening Shade or fucking, what was it? Wings?
It was
Shawshank Redemption.
He is in Shawshank Redemption. No, but Goggins is talking. It was a
Coach,
More Than Exposure. Was that the name of that show?
Which one was he? Was the assistant coach in Coach? Was he not?
Was he?
No, the assistant coaches in Coach were Dauber and Jerry Van Dyke.
Yeah. Oh, then it's one of those. It's either Evening Shade, the other one, or the other one.
I just remember his little mustache. He's a little thin guy with.
He was in the Green Mile.
I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah,
Mr. The one with Mr. Jingles.
Jingles, that's it. Yeah.
He always reminded me. There was those two characters in Spawn, Sam and Twitch. One was a fat guy, and Twitch looked just like that guy. And I always thought that was the clear inspiration for him.
Also, you get the doctor from Total Recall. He shows up too. So now the setup is on. Jack Palance has managed to buy off. So all of a sudden, all the feds in the world bust in, and Gabriel Cash and Ray Tango have killed an FBI guy, and they found Cash's gun on the scene. They go to court. There's a big court scene, and the court scene is akin to the scene where they're brought up on charges in Animal House, where everyone starts monologuing and then the crowd starts cheering. Except they don't just march out singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
When oh my God, like later on when fucking he's like he makes his when fucking Kurt Russell makes a statement, he's like, I just think the whole thing fucking sucks.
And every cop is like they start shooting their guns in the background like it's a fucking Arab wedding. Just like
this movie is such like a fifth grader movie. It fucking sucks.
Oh, it's a movie for people who love movies. It's perfect.
Oh God.
So there's a big kangaroo court, and then it's like, all right, well listen, if you guys can't beat this, so if you cop a plea, you'll do 18 months in Club Fed. They're like, fine, we'll go do that. And they get off the bus, and it's they're in Shawshank, I guess. They send them to fucking Folsom, and they're in the middle of what appears to be a nonstop, continuous party riot because the entire place is burning.
Well, they are at the wrong. They got shipped to the wrong prison,
right? Because Jack Palance has so much power, he's able to kind of manipulate people wherever he wants. And then you later find out the whole prison system is corrupt, based, and 100% true. So now. They're in prison. There's a myriad of dick jokes. Opie's brother is living with Sylvester Stallone.
I totally forgot Clint Howard was in this movie.
Yeah, and then Gabriel Cash is living with a human refrigerator, and he just basically immediately admits that he's not going to use that man's toilet.
I do love that scene.
That scene is really funny.
You know what? And he turns around. He's like, "This is your toilet."
Well, because Kurt Russell's a gem, and he delivers every line with just perfection. So they're stuck in prison. Everything sucks. All of a sudden, they're getting this is a lot of Animal House. Just like in Animal House, they're roused out of their beds in the middle of the night and taken to their initiation ceremony. But in that case, it's at the bottom of a laundry chute with a bunch of people with pipes and chains. And to TJ or Alec or possibly Sean's point earlier, every prisoner
somebody on this show,
not me, every prisoner in this prison has had a run-in with one of these two cops because during their entire walk of shame down the burning main aisle of the prison, various prisoners explain what they are going to do to various parts of Tango and Cash.
Most of it involves fucking them in the butthole.
Yeah. At least, or like alluded to. So now they're in like a very spacious laundry room.
Hey guys,
yes, sir.
Real quick, as a resident, not only ballistics expert, but structural and ventilation expert.
Oh,
I don't understand, but like everything makes me think of Alien 3. What would necessitate, like, what kind of ventilation system would necessitate having fans twice the size of a human man?
Okay, so we can talk about that. You know, if you needed to move a lot of air with a propeller fan, you would need fans that big. That would move a metric shit ton of air, as we say in the business. But if you wanted to have a proper ventilation system using that much air, the last thing you would want that air to run through is a wet, moldy pipe full of, like a tunnel full of water. Because that's just going to give everyone cholera. Which also happened in Alien 3.
Speaking of water, this takes place in another, Blade Runner LA, where it is raining gallons outside.
Oh, it's silly wet. Yeah. 2023 LA is dying to be in Tango and Cash.
Wouldn't that give you Legionnaires?
You'd have Legionella. You would have mold. Yeah. You would have, this would just be the grossest, most disgusting thing.
Wasn't there like a hotel in Vegas that their air conditioning system was all fucked up and they gave all the people Legionnaire's disease because they didn't know how to fucking run the.
We can get into I can tell you all the ways you can get Legionnaire's disease because it keeps me up at night. But it's like, yes, this is not
the After Dark. What? Yeah. The movie, the podcast After Dark.
You want to listen to the limited liability edition of movie, the podcast? I'll explain to you all the things that freak me out about what I do for a living. So now they're in this prison where they've got giant ass laundry machines that look like chillers, and the place is it looks like a loading dock from any of the Alien films.
But I give this movie credit because even though it's a prison and it looks like a loading dock, they end up fighting in what we call the Foundry dimension.
It's a spark factory.
Again, it's Alien 3.
Yeah.
And for some reason they have the big vats in the middle, and it's like
those vats are made of concrete. What are they there for? Like, what are we doing?
Molting?
We're here on Fury 161. They're just making lead. So anyway.
Well, they might have to melt the Terminator.
Who knows? So these two get they start getting they get into the old fisticuffs, and Robert Zadar is there. Everyone's there.
Oh,
Jack Palance is lurking in the prison. He's brought his
this part TJ wanted to talk about.
This is so fucking ridiculous, right? So Jack Palance has, and I think we might have glossed over it because there's several moments in the movie where Jack Palance is like, we can't just kill Tango and Cash. We have to set them up and make them basically get
we have
devoured.
To unmake them.
Right, like rats in a cage. And several scenes Jack Palance literally has rats that he pets. It's weird. But he has set all this up, right? All the dominoes are in place, and at this point, Tango and Cash have fallen down the laundry chute. They're surrounded by every person they've ever thrown in jail. They're about to get tortured and presumably killed.
Yeah, it's effectively a real life boss rush.
And Jack Palance is just he's there. Why is he there?
Because he wants to be part of it.
And
also,
he's like, ha, 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 I got you, Tango and Cash, you fucking dorks. I got your ass. And
they're like, who are you? He's like, oh, don't worry about it.
You like to know.
Not Jack Palance.
He's like Skeletor in the shadow. It's like, He-Man. What the fuck? Why is he there? And then this scene is awesome. This scene fucking rocks.
So what? So
none of your beeswax, Ramona.
So which came first? This came after Lethal Weapon? Because Lethal Weapon also had a hang him up by his hands and electrocute him, right?
I think
this was the latter. Lethal Weapon came out a year before this, I think.
Okay, so they might have lifted this scene right from that. Both of them are.
They're probably, depending on the time of year they came out, they might have been in production at the same time. This was just a big Hollywood trope at that point.
Electrocutions were in then. So they hang them both up. They beat the dick out of them. They hang them both up to the top of the laundry wench, I guess, and then they're gonna lower them into just a concrete vat of wet. And they tore out some 277 volt wires, and they just start jamming that into the water. And they should be fucking fried like chicken, but they just get electrocuted a little bit. And then
I like how the idea, whoever wrote the script doesn't understand how electricity works, where you can just kind of tap a little bit of electricity.
Later, the characters admit to not understanding how electricity works, which is a nice callback, I guess.
Yeah, but the fact that they say that, they go, I guess, I don't know, and then they admit their ignorance is it's charming. So anywho, they get mildly electrocuted, and then Matt, whatever, the husky assistant warden, who apparently has literally no power in this prison, because he didn't just call the captains of the respective precincts and be like, by the by, your boys are here. He saves Tango and Cash. He gets them back to their cells where they're just going to get stabbed some more, but whatever. He gets them on trash detail so that they can escape through another elaborate plot. So it's still raining and super wet, and you got Tango's like, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to stick around here and have sex with Opie's brother. And he's like, cool, I'm out. And so Gabriel Cash is pushing around.
They legit get married in the movie.
Yeah, his fiance Slinky. So Gabriel Cash is out there just shoving dumpsters around in the rain, and then he smashes through a clay wall. He doesn't even do the Andy Dufresne wait for thunder thing. He just beats the shit out of this wall. Ends up in some sort of air/utility/rain shaft that's also supposed to do ventilation. Yeah. He comes across the two giant fans also from Alien 3. This movie's just Alien 3. Or this part of the movie is just Alien 3. The one fan's turned off. He goes up a slippery hill. He goes through a gate that's there for no reason. It's only to find the body of Max, the assistant warden, sloshing its way down, which they never pin that on Tango and Cash either. It's not like Tango and Cash escape prison, kill assistant warden on the way out.
Right.
Like, that would have been
also
easy.
Very nonchalant about it. It's like, yeah, they slit his throat from ear to ear. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's literally the
what I'm saying.
It's literally the Simpsons. Hey, I'm trying to eat here. Like they don't really give. They describe it like Kurt Russell has known this guy forever, and he's like their buddies, and he dies like he actually. To quote a term we don't use that much anymore on the show, he is nonplussed by the death of his friend, like completely like ignoring it. It's like, whatever.
So now Robert Zadar and a team of guards and dogs, so a prison guard coalition with dogs is actively hunting him through the ventilation sewers of this building. Sylvester Stallone, who has no idea how to possibly find Gabriel Cash at this point because he wasn't part of the plot to escape, miraculously appears and wedges that rod that we referred to earlier from the trash compactor scene into one of the super fans so that Cash doesn't get just minced to pieces.
The inanimate carbon rod.
Right. Yeah. Thank the rod.
So then they go the alternate route, which actually, because the movie's competent, Sylvester Stallone saw earlier when they were just hanging out in the assistant warden's office looking at blueprints, but couldn't just pick up the phone to call their respective bosses. They escape to the roof of this prison, which also has...
quick.
Go ahead.
In addition to this prison being underwater, like the Legion of Doom headquarters, it is also like Nakatomi Plaza in 300 stories vertically in the air.
And it's got a full-blown electrical substation on it, that's just protected by a very flimsy fence that they couldn't go around, that they had to go through. And I swear to God that they lifted the scene from Lethal Weapon 5 in Sunny, where Frank dies the same way, from this scene. So anyway... they skirt their way through the electrical substation, and they say, like, oh, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a leap for the high tension wires. We're going to do this jump, grab, zip line move. We're going to fall 6 stories to the moss below, and then we're fine. Kurt Russell pulls it off. No problem. Wet in the rain, slow motion. It's glorious.
Well, the belt definitely has a gigantic metal buckle on it.
Yeah.
I was thinking that the whole time.
Yeah, but leather's an insulator. So now Ray Tango's about to do it, and Robert Zadar pulls a fucking Monty Mole or Rocky Wrench from Mario 3, pops out of a hatch, knocks him down, and then fights him with a grappling hook on a chain for about 6 minutes until he can finally wrestle free and then eliminate Robert Zadar using the power of electricity.
Also, we want to talk about injuries that they don't sell at all. Like, Stallone is, like, hooked for some, like, I don't know where Zadar got this fucking harpoon, but, like, he's hooked. Like, his leg is, like gouged by this thing, and it's gone after, like, when it happens, he's like, and then, like, it's done.
He still long jumps 30 yards to that fucking line.
Totally fine. Yeah. Like, God.
So then they land.
Also,
everybody's
little sad when Zadar dies, I'll be honest. Like,
yeah. He gave it his all. He left it all on the field. So they land out in the woods, and they're like, all right, well, it's been real. Dap it up. Hey, if you need me, go to Cassandra's and ask for Susie or whatever. So it's like, all right, cool. So then the two boys go on their separate ways. They are fugitives from the law. And now they start doing, we're now in investigation mode if this was any of the Batman Arkham games.
Right.
Because Sylvester Stallone goes and looks up the FBI agent that set him up.
Yeah, and Sylvester Stallone also steals some grease monkey who's taking a sink shower, just steals his monkey suit or whatever. Like, it's like, what?
His monkey suit.
I don't know. I was trying to think of what.
I believe it's called coveralls, but that's fine.
A grease monkey suit.
Well, the guy was shaving in the middle of doing an oil change or something, and he had to take his shirt off to do so.
He was literally taking like the sink shower,
everybody has to be constantly doing the most manly thing possible.
Yeah.
And Stallone takes his fucking outfit. Like, what is like?
The problem is L.A. in this movie is soaked in testosterone, like the Terrigen mist, and like they just constantly have to shave and shit. Otherwise, like they just
everyone look like Cousin It. Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
God, have we introduced LAPD microchip yet?
No. It's coming up because here's what happened.
So this guy
Stallone,
I could not place him.
He's the guy that gets frozen and Scrooged.
Sleepaway Camp too.
Yeah,
he was
Frozen and Scrooge. Oh, tell him about Dick Burton. Do Dick Burton for us.
Okay. So I could not place him. I'd seen him in movies. I could not place where I knew.
He's always a weasel. So
not that kind of weasel.
Not that kind. Stallone goes to interrogate somebody. He gets the information out of him, and then that guy blows himself up.
Oh, pause. Oh my God, this scene. If you want to talk about weird pet peeves, this motherfucker opens his refrigerator to just a plate of uncovered spaghetti.
Yeah.
Who doesn't wrap their food up in the fridge? Like, who just puts, uncovered?
I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, legit, those noodles are crusting over immediately.
I was horrified when I saw that. I was like, who does this? And I was like, he deserves to die.
Yeah, who does that?
You put uncovered shit in your fridge like that? Like noodles? Really?
You put loose spaghetti in there?
Also, he smelled it, which implies it's been in there for a while, which is really disgusting.
So anyway, after Loose Spaghetti Man,
Loose Nudes,
he basically he rolls over on his bosses or whatever, and whatever happens.
Also,
he sells out the whole FBI.
This motherfucker's hilarious because he's like, the guys the FBI guy that he sold out to, he's like, they want me dead. But he's not smart enough to realize that they're going to put a car bomb in his car.
We need to say that Jack Palance knows that they've escaped, and he tells English Bob or whatever to cover his tracks. So that means scorched earth, kill all the witnesses, yada, yada, yada.
Also, Sylvester Stallone feels the need to fat shame this regular man about his spaghetti choices. Obviously, you don't care about counting your calories.
Stallone is weaseled out.
Well, of course, but the guy's not like Wayne Knight or anything. He's like a regular dude.
You 185-pound fat bitch. What are you doing?
Well, anyway, so Wish.com Michael Ironsides gets blown up, and there's no evidence now, so great. Meanwhile, Gabriel Cash has just wandered into LAPD's Q division, where they're just inventing new ways to kill people and oppress minorities. And he sees his buddy Microchip, and he's like, "What do you got?" He's like, "Oh, I got this for you. Here's a super gun. Here's a whatever." And
here's a fucking dog
a dog with a machine gun in its mouth.
A dog that'll
that will fool no one.
Yeah, a dog that'll cause nuclear meltdown.
But ostensibly,
hey, how'd you get out? I just got out. Don't worry about it.
Oh, he was walking through the security to get into special projects at LAPD. Either all the cops just love Gabriel Cash and they're just like, come on in, or he just wandered into a garage full of just machine guns. And he takes a machine gun and some shotguns and leaves, and then he goes and visits Evening Shade, and he finds out that the guy did a huge splice job. Then he blows up his computer. That guy lives, I think. Oh, I also got to say, this was foreshadowed during the trial when Tango and Cash both said how they were going to dispatch all of the witnesses who testified against them. So now, wait a minute, hold on. When he goes to see the sound guy, does the bad guy show up there too to finish him off, or he just leaves? I forget. I think he just leaves.
I think he just shoots up all his shit and dips. But
the bad guys don't go there to kill the sound guy, right? Okay. So now they're starting to get their evidence together. They're like, okay, what do we do? Do we take it to the cops? No, because they own the cops. What are we going to do? We're going to use this super truck, and we're going to go on a full... Oh, wait, no. First, we need to link back up. How are we going to link back up? Oh, let's go to Chelsea's and ask for Tammy. All right. So then we're treated to Terry Hatcher playing synth drums in like a skimpy 80s like Wonder Garment.
I don't understand what the point of this club is.
Yeah,
no.
How many?
It's basically like the Toon Review Club from the last movie.
Right. This is meant to be a strip club, right? In normal film language.
In normal film, it's a strip club, but
Terry Hatcher's not taking her gear off, but she will play drums.
It's this weird, like, cabaret club, I guess. But everybody in the back later on in a couple of seconds is topless in the back of, like, so, like, they were like...
In the back, it's the strip club from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's so weird. And she's, like, behind, like, a jet fan. Like,
but also the cops show up just looking, looking, I guess, for Tango and Cash in this particular strip club. Kind of apropos of nothing because they haven't been.
The organization makes zero sense because it's like one beat cop and like the chief of police together.
Yeah,
it reminded me of that joke from The Simpsons where Wiggum's like, in most places the chief of police doesn't go out on regular calls.
But like, I want to remind the audience that he was just at police headquarters getting guns,
right?
Where all the police are.
But now, because it's a Sylvester Stallone movie, it involves like a fucking Looney Tunes-esque drag scene.
Yes.
Where to draw attention to themselves, both Kurt Russell in drag and Terry Hatcher flick lit cigarettes at this cop, and he's just like, humana.
And then they use the phrase "dykes on bikes." Wait, stop. No.
I'm gonna forget.
If it's about Shabba-Doo?
No, it's not.
Okay.
The cop literally says to them, "What about a three-way?" That's what you open up with. Bro. Shooters shoot.
Yeah.
Touche, guys. I'll never be that level of shooter. Because I see two beautiful women and I go, hey, what about a three? Maybe that's why.
You see two beautiful women, one of which is Kurt Russell.
Obviously Kurt Russell.
You know what? Kurt Russell's kind of pulling it off. I'm just going to say.
He's
that's speaking something to me.
He's got a Kathleen Turner thing going on. But listen, we do
Kurt Russell is somehow in disguise as Patrick Swayze in drag into Wong Fu.
So anyway, Shabba-Doo is there, and Shabba-Doo and Terry Hatcher apparently have the exact same measurements because they buy Shabba-Doo's biker outfit and Terry Hatcher wears it. So
that joke is funny. That's a funny joke. That's joke that they used on The Simpsons, basically, where it's like, oh, he's like, hey, what's your jacket size? And then it's like, it's an old Hollywood joke. Like, I actually think it kind of works. Like, I thought it was funny.
So Terry Hatcher and Gabriel Cash end up back at Terry Hatcher's house, which might be owned by Ray Tango.
Also, this house is this is one of those movie houses.
It's a baller ass cop pagoda.
It's a baller ass cop pagoda.
These
cops live in large.
This house is fantastic.
Well, don't forget he's also on the ground floor of NFTs or whatever.
In the 80s.
Yeah, he invented Post-its. So she's Terry Hatcher is using her field medicine that she learned in the war zones of strip clubs to realign his back in the sexiest way possible.
Well, what I take from this scene is that Tango, is her brother, right? Has kept her under such insane lock and key that she immediately falls in love with the first man she is alone with.
Oh, I kind of took it that way too.
And also to establish, because they're like, this movie is way too gay, and we just got through a drag scene, so let's have a romantic scene. But the romantic not gay scene involves an extended pegging joke.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is?
Well, yeah.
I thought it was just about him putting it in her.
I didn't.
No, because look at his face, because she's like, "Oh, I've almost got it in." He's like, "Yeah, I can feel it. Put it in me, or whatever the fuck. Put it back in." It's an extended him getting fucked by her joke.
That's not how I took it. I just thought that it was them
also
banging.
later on,
that's because you're a turf.
That's true. We can't say that anymore because it's like now there's too much turf shit in the media, and people are really gonna think Gogs is
Gogs are gonna get canceled.
Gogs is not a turf at all. But
I did put out a new Harry Potter game out though, just like the turf did.
Did you
go ahead?
There is a enormous headshot of Terry Hatcher in it, like as a poster on the wall
in her own house. She has her own promotional materials from her.
If you look like that, would you not have a gigantic picture of yourself?
I guess, but it's fucking like, and like they use it as a plot development later. Where Stallone's like, he looks at it, he's like, so how's dancing at the club? Like what?
Well, she was. But earlier they said she was going on tour as some sort of like, I guess,
her drummer.
Yeah, it's like that Sega game where you pound on the drums so it's beat like it's like a
Samba de Amigo.
Yeah, thank you. But like, yeah, she's gonna go on tour with that act with the jet engine and the fucking drumming. Like,
well, there's also this part where it's revealed that it's her brother. This is that like she still wants a fuck me scene, even though it's established we're siblings. She grabs him by the collar in a way that I was married for 6 years, and if she had grabbed me, I'd be like, that is too aggressive, like too sexual. Like it is insane. Like no sister has ever grabbed her brother like that, except for maybe like the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. That's their relationship.
Or Jamie Lannister.
So now Tango and Cash are reunited. They are back to kind of love hating each other now, with the foil of Terry Hatcher's love being another thing they need to compete for. And
also, very weirdly tame where Kurt Russell's like, I'm going to date your sister. Like, that should definitely be fuck, right? Like,
it was originally pork, but they were like, let's just change this to date. Find all instances of pork and replace it with date.
It seems like a note. It really does. Yeah. Like, I felt the same way when I heard it. I was like, that's a little weird.
It's like, look, we can't say fuck your sister because we have to catch up and murder 3,000 people later in the movie, so we got to save this shit. I'm
going to take your sister out for a nice fish dinner and never call her again. So now, the guy, they capture, this is where they capture English Bob, right? Or is that,
they forgot that the police chief shows up at Terry Hatcher's house to give them like, hey, you got a ticking clock going on.
Oh yeah, you got 24 hours starting 5 seconds ago, to solve this entire mystery. We are not going to help you. So they run down English Bob, they get him to a rooftop. They dangle him for a minute. He's got nothing about it.
They are incredibly strong.
They are. And then they strap a grenade to him that gets him to give up Perrette, I believe is Jack Palance's character's name. And then they let him be strapped to a radio antenna. They're like, all right, now what do we do? They go see Microchip again. He gives them a super truck and a bunch of guns and says, hey guys, look, there's an old abandoned Air Force base at the bottom of this quarry, because that's where you launch planes from, and that's probably where the bad guys are. And so it's okay.
Your impression of that guy is really good. Like, it's spot on.
So then they take that truck there. Now the rest of this movie is ostensibly truck for the next 20 minutes.
Well, Fury Road.
Yeah. They blast through the gates. It's buttoned up repeatedly by the guy going, hey, you're not scratching the truck, are you? There's this guy, Perrette, he's getting ready to do the biggest arms deal of all time, I guess. He's selling to the Iranians and the Contras. All the guns are here, but he also has his own private army complete with,
is he meant to be Ronald Reagan?
Maybe, but he's got fucking Toyota Tacoma Technicals with rocket launchers. He's got fucking monster trucks. He's got two road graders that you would use for laying down a highway that have been combatized for some reason. You're treated to like a Monster Jam situation where just thousands of people die, and then they end up taking these two road making machines through the walls of the building, and that means Jack Palance is going to activate the self-destruct sequence to the building. So now they're on a 12-minute timer to wrap this bitch up. So then they fight their way through the place. English Bob and just unnamed lackey get into hand-to-hand combat
Can
with
we talk about this guy that axe kicks this glass shelf and his legs should be completely useless? He should have bled out in about 10 seconds.
No. Yeah, this guy, he comes up, he's got nothing else going on in this movie, that he just shows up to be like an equal heavy to the big heavy. He gets put through the maze table. The English guy gets a fucking grenade shoved down his pants and then kicked down a flight of stairs and explodes. Terry Hatcher has been kidnapped at some point, and now we found out about it.
Her kidnapping, again, another point in the movie where I had to, pause it and, wait, did I miss something?
She gets kidnapped twice in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and it's wait, what? When did this happen? I totally missed her kidnapping, and I didn't miss it. They just neglected to tell me or show me.
Yeah, so English Bob kidnaps her, but then he gets goaded into a fight with this other guy and then after they're disposed of, Jack Palance grabs her and takes her to the Mr. Han closet he's got over here that's just a house of mirrors.
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. And then both Tango and Cash figure out which one's the real Jack Palance by two different ways, proving that they're both super cops.
And they both put it right in his bean.
Yeah, after they say kneecap him, you get fucking Kurt Russell does a bicycle kick and then brains Jack Palance with his boot pistol. Then they escape the building. The building has a nuclear explosion. Evidence has been destroyed.
Can you make a supposition as to why he has the timer wired into his multi-video setup?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
It doesn't make a fucking lick of sense, but here we are. So I want to point this out. All of the evidence in this movie and all of the witnesses have been destroyed. There is no actual way to prove them innocent in this movie, yet there's a high five cut to them doing the most awkward we did it high five, and then that becomes the front page of the newspaper because hero cops are back in town.
And also children dressed to excess. Also, and to Gogg's point, not only do they not have evidence to prove that they're innocent of the original thing, they are in invariably more trouble, you would think, because they've blown up several buildings, stolen all kinds of police equipment that's unaccounted for, and killed roughly 80 guys.
It's like the Meeseeks episode where all the Meeseeks finally, when Jerry finally hits the putt or whatever, all the Meeseeks go back to the box.
You're not going
we finally did. You guys aren't going anywhere. You have so many questions to answer. But that's Tango and Cash, and I'll be damned if I'm not giving it a 10 because I loved every goddamn second of this film.
Jeez, come on, man. I thought you were a showman.
I am. That's it. I got to leave it all out here.
Alec, what was your favorite aspect of this film?
The science. Probably science. Probably Tango's ability to change odds in his favor.
Oh, he's domino.
Long shot.
No, he's long shot.
He's long shot. Come on, guys.
Domino's just lucky. Long shot changes the odds.
Yeah, that is true. Alec is right. Alec is our foremost X-Men expert.
Pardon me.
I should have just said expert. But yeah, he's right.
I don't know that I've seen this movie before, but I've definitely seen parts of it.
I meant to ask you. Yeah, I know that Gog, Sean, and I have all seen it. I meant to ask if this is your first viewing of this movie.
I definitely remember the whole opening part with the gas truck, and then he shoots the cocaine out of it. I definitely remember that, specifically. Right. And I remember them getting, the Devastator or whatever they call that super truck at the end. I definitely saw both of those parts and remembered those parts distinctly.
How did you forget?
I think this movie was on TNT or TBS, every weekend for about 10 years, too.
That would make sense.
I can't imagine what the edited version of this movie looks like. It's too masculine.
Yeah. It probably is 40 minutes shorter.
It has to be, right?
My favorite part was when they're naked in the shower together commenting on each other's penises.
And you get to see their asses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when they're calling each other all right, Minnie.
Right.
Well,
Both
it also,
Alright,
nobody calls him
catch you later,
tripod.
Tiny.
it also implies that Sylvester Stallone is concerned that Kurt Russell is going to suck his dick.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know you that well.
my problem with that scene is that they can't keep up with whether their dicks are small or big. Because Gogs is right. At one point, somebody calls the other one tripod, which would imply that their dick is huge.
Yeah.
Hence the tripod.
Equivalent to a leg, if you will.
Right. Yeah.
With the traditional tripod setup.
I don't know. Like, oh my god, this fucking movie. It's so good. Like, I can't believe. I didn't know that there was like 4 directors. Like this. Like,
give us the run. Who's got all the lore?
Hit me some more with the lore of this movie. I need to know. Anybody got any lore? They got Wikipedia entries because I need to know. Because
it made a bunch of money. I know that much.
Surprisingly, I knew nothing about.
It's like weird that like because we still see some of these like early to mid '90s movies that we say they're '80s styles movies, but this is really like the capstone of your major in '80s action. You know what I mean? Like this is
it's distilled to its purest form.
Yeah.
I think it made like 150 on a budget of like 60 million or something like that. It made twice its money. That's why I can't believe there was a sequel or wasn't a sequel.
It's funny. Go ahead.
Konchalovsky was replaced towards the end of principal photography by Albert Magnoli. But I guess Albert Magnoli did not get any credit for the movie because it was so far into. Konchalovsky wanted the movie to be much more serious than the producers wanted, so they fired him.
Yeah, well, they were right to fire him.
So Magnoli didn't get the win?
I mean, he didn't get credit. It's like what was the Bryan Singer movie where he still got credit for directing it, even though somebody came in?
The Queen movie?
Queen movie.
Yeah. Somebody else basically
Bryan
finished
Singer
it.
won a fucking Oscar for that, and he didn't direct most of it.
He left saying he had to take care of his sick mom, and then never showed back up.
His sick mom, which is a 13-year-old pool boy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Apparently, Jack Palance and Stallone didn't see each other making this movie.
Oh, really?
They weren't on set at the same. There were other scenes in earlier drafts that had them together, but Palance was disappointed that they didn't actually film together because all the other scenes were cut. So they didn't actually interact at all on the set.
That's fucking wild. That's fucking wild, dude. Oh man. I didn't know that there was so much drama behind this film. I would have never
feel
thought.
Like a movie that was directed by 4 different people.
No,
it's pretty cohesive. I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Dude, you glossed over the way Brian James is dispatched, but they literally put a live grenade in his pants and he explodes.
Yeah.
And he's not the only person to explode. And when Jack Palance explodes later, the line is, "There's a new kind of pollution in the air, and it's called Perrette."
The guy we just met and were made aware of.
But the Brian James thing is great because they play bad cop, even worse cop, which is fucking hilarious. Kurt Russell is Stallone is throwing the grenade down his pants, and Kurt Russell's like, "I can't believe you do this, motherfucker." It's like, "I don't care, I'm gonna fuck this guy up."
He has the grenade taped to his mouth.
Oh, taped to his mouth. That's great. Yeah. Which is awesome. I don't know. This movie,
and he pees himself.
Yes, he pees himself.
Also, I neglected to mention this. We get a Mr. Blue.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Mr. Blue is in this movie. That guy, the director and star of Two-Lane Blacktop, everybody.
Why is James Hong in this movie?
He's one of the crime bosses.
No, I understand that, but his function is to be I don't know if this is a good idea. It's of course it's a good idea.
He's wasted in this movie.
Because Sean, he has to represent the triad. Yeah. And then the other guy is Hispanic, so he's the cartel. That's what it is. You got the white mob boss, then you have the triad and the cartel. Don't you remember the 80s? That was like the three kind of mobsters that you had.
So talking about alternate realities. This movie was signed with Stallone and Patrick Swayze set to star.
That could have worked.
And then Swayze dropped out because he wanted to go do Roadhouse instead.
Dumb decision. Nope.
That movie also has a monster truck in it, though.
Does. Also has Terry Funk in it.
Tell you.
I mean, I love Roadhouse, too, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say I like this more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know that...
Hot take, give me Hatcher over Funk, if I got to take a Terry.
Hold on. Terry. I was like, wait a minute, Funk.
God is going to take Terry Polo.
Yeah.
He would, too. That's like right up his alley.
That's true. All right. Anything else we're going to get to before we get into Five Knuckle Shuffle? All right. I'll take that as a no. Alex.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Fair.
I enjoyed this movie. It doesn't have the built-in nostalgia for me that it does you guys, but it's still fun.
You
it's still fun.
Masturbate to it in middle school like we did.
No.
But you can masturbate to it now if you wanted to.
That's true.
I'm good. Thanks, though.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Alex jogs like a list of things he can masturbate.
It's Namor. Like, yeah. But only in a swimsuit edition.
Just a swimsuit edition, Namor.
Is Namor always in his swimsuit?
No, he has that V-neck suit he wears.
Oh, yeah.
All the time now. Because he's an X-Man, he has to present himself as professional.
Yeah, sir, put on some clothes.
If you want to be an X-Man, you can't just wear your panties around Namor. Come on. But this movie's a blast, and not that Kurt Russell isn't a huge star, but he's not on the level of a lot of these guys that were his contemporaries, when really he probably should have been, charisma-wise, about the biggest out of all of them.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that. That's a very good take.
I don't think
he is a star. Obviously he's a huge star, but he's got more charisma in his pinky than Schwarzenegger has in his whole body, or Stallone has in his whole body.
Has anybody ever seen Russell in a bad performance?
Not that I can think of.
I'd have to think on it. I don't know. He's done some shitty comedies and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's always trying. Like Captain Ron.
Yeah, Captain Ron.
But I mean, it
Overboard fucking rules.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Yeah.
About a man who kidnaps an amnesiac woman and fake marries her so she'll raise his kids.
Yeah, but he has this dream of his putt-putt empire that he won't let die.
But he is I think me and Gogs had dinner the other night. An amazing weird hibachi, all-you-can-eat dinner.
Yeah, didn't get sick either. I was proud of him.
But he said, as I was saying, he's the opposite of Charlie Hunnam, a charisma black hole. He's like a charisma white dwarf. He just exudes charisma everywhere.
Charisma. Yeah, and even I know it's a divisive movie, but I really like Death Proof a lot. Yeah. But I think why I like it is because of him, and I think the subversion of that movie is interesting because of him. It's all his performance. The fact that he gets owned at the end is cool. That's why it works. And I think I don't know. I think it's cool. Specifically Tarantino. He just feeds off an actor like Kurt Russell. He's great. He's great in Hateful Eight. He's great in fucking his small role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The guy's fantastic.
When those first came out, I was Planet Terror all the way, and I've totally flip-flopped on it.
Yeah, we've definitely talked about that before, but yeah, me too. I was oh, Planet Terror is the much more satisfying movie, but nah, Death Proof is way better. I've revisited Death Proof. I don't care about Planet Terror at all. But anyway. All right, pass the mic, my friend.
TJ.
It's a 10. It's a 10 for me.
Oh, yeah.
This movie, like, I'm sorry. Like, I know objectively this is not a 10, but, like, it's everything, like, I like a nice whiskey. I like a nice fancy $60 bottle of whiskey, but I also like Old Crow. You know what I mean? I like the total opposite. And this is the Old Crow of movies. This movie is dumb as fuck. It's full of tits. It's super violent, and it's short. Also, we didn't even point that out. Like, it's not long. Like, This movie does not waste its time. And, like, it's just, like I talked earlier about the female prisoner movies. Like, this movie is sleazy and dirty and stupid, and, like, it's just so fucking entertaining, and it makes me feel like a kid again. Like, this makes me feel like I'm 13. Like, this movie is written for 13-year-olds. Like, and I love it. Like, I fucking love it. And I objectively, it's really bad. Like, it's not a good movie. But god damn, is it not entertaining as shit. And, like, this is something we've talked about 1,000 times on the show. No, this will never be made again. And the thing is, like, the level of earnestness in this movie is why it's so good. Tommy Wiseau doesn't realize he's making The Room when he makes The Room. And the 17 directors that made this movie didn't realize they were making, like, the stupidest movie ever made. And it's just so fucking, like, yeah, we're cool. Like, it's so try hard, but it's hilarious.
Look how fucking rad we are. What's
like, it's like this movie is so fucking. This is Stallone being like, oh man, we're fucking masculine. We got looking naked chicks and blood and death. And it's like the gayest shit I've ever seen. And I fucking love it. Like, I fucking love this movie so much. And is it objectively a 10? Absolutely not. Is it a 10 for me? 100%. Like, I adore this movie, and I don't know if I'll ever stop adoring this movie. But if somebody would watch it, like, if someone much younger than me watched this, be like, this is fucking terrible. I'd be like, yeah, I get that. Like, this is problematic as fuck. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, without question.
It totally is. Like, I understand it's false, but my God, it's just so much fun to watch. So yeah, it's a 10. I'm sorry, it's a 10. Gogs.
But real quick, this movie was nominated for 3 Razzies.
Of course it was.
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah,
worst screenplay, worst actor,
of course,
and worst actress for Kurt Russell in Drag.
That's problematic in and of itself.
And a stretch, because I thought he played a guy in a dress pretty good.
I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I already said earlier.
That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny though. With like our modern eyes, like they were like, hey, we're gonna give him worst actress. Like that in and of itself is kind of bad. Like more than kind of. But anyway, Gogs.
So I already said I'm giving it a 10. I'm still giving it a 10.
We didn't change your mind at all.
We didn't change. You didn't assuage me one bit. In my mind, this is what Ron DeSantis is trying to make Florida into nowadays. This is the world that he wants to bring back, and I'm sort of here for it. Everything TJ said, I can't objectively rate this movie. I just love it so fucking much. I love it in spite of itself. I love how terrible it is, but it is the purest. These are the things I texted a friend of the show, Vinny, the following things. I was like, dude, you got to revisit Tango and Cash. She's like, this movie was purified, uncut distillation of the 80s action cop genre. If I could turn Tango and Cash into a powder fit for human consumption, it would be simultaneously a sex stimulant, a hangover cure, a birth control, and yet somehow a fertility enhancer. Like, this thing does it all. I love it. I love Kurt Russell to death. I love everything he's in. I can't believe that this movie had fucking 4 directors. You know, usually too many cooks in the kitchen spoil the pot. Not this time. This movie is just, and like the fact that like Jack Palance's character is so arch and so all powerful, and it's just like sort of still barely in the film, and all he does is like monologue, and like it's just, I don't know, I can't. I love it. I love it too much. This has been a great month. Like, this is the fourth 10. This has been a great year. This is the fourth 10 for me of 2023.
Get ready, because next week's going to be another one.
And just to be fair, like, full disclosure, I was kind of ready to rewatch this, because, again, I haven't watched this in fucking 15 years, probably more than that. And I was ready to be like, maybe it's not as good as I remember. Yeah. So I was, like, ready to kind of shit on it, and nope, I couldn't.
Nope, incorrect. But yeah, I love it to death. I'm glad they didn't make a sequel. I'm still shocked that they didn't.
They're still working on it.
They're still alive.
They're still working on it as of 2 years ago.
Is that right?
Oh, seriously?
Do not make the.
Well, I think it also said that he offered the Schwarzenegger role in Expendables, or the Willis role in Expendables, to Kurt Russell, and he's like, no. I'm good.
Yeah, that's because Kurt Russell still is a good actor.
Yeah,
like Tarantino is asking Kurt Russell to be in his movie. He's like,
Oh, there we go.
No, Sean has.
Sean, yeah, it was Sean.
Oh yeah, it's a 9 for me, only because when they get to when they break out of prison, between that and the explosion derby, it kind of wanders off for a little bit.
A little soggy.
But it's weird. This movie is written for these two guys to get together at the end, and they introduce the not gays for a second, and then she dropped back out of it, and they're just back to being a couple at the end. It's fucking stupid. Gogs is when he says too many cooks spoil, it's there's too many cooks in there, but it's like a cartoon soup where there's just a boot in it for some reason. It's just like
an oboe stew.
Yeah, it's fucking, this movie is fucking dumb. It's what is it, Major League 2, White Lightning and Black Hammer or whatever?
Yeah.
Mine fell further. Yeah, but mine are deader. That's the whole movie. The banter is atrocious, but they're really leaning into it. And Kurt Russell is the fucking best, man. It is just unabashedly gay and dumb and but still this is like Andrew Tate without irony, the movie.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know, man. You couldn't, if you made this movie right now, right? People would be like, this is the funniest, most subversive,
right, yeah.
If this came out on, not that it would come out on Shudder, but one of those kind of movies, they made it for $2 million. And it's oh, this is an ironic take, but
right.
It's somehow satirizing itself while being completely earnest. It's weird.
It's funny you say that, Sean, because the Plex, it curates reviews, which I think is wild. But all the reviews were bad except for one. The one positive review said this is a smart, dumb guy's movie, and I went on to read his review, and it's exactly what you said, and it was written. Recently, and I was like, that's hilarious. That is exactly how this movie would be treated now. This is a satire. This was not intended to be a satire at all.
I think this movie benefits from being so far removed from it and being able to understand that era as a genre unto itself.
I totally agree.
It's when movies, because we talk about this a lot, and I think most of us enjoy bad movies that are kind of janky, and after about the mid-90s, when everything kind of gets smoothed out and every movie turns into I know this comes way later, but a White House Down, right?
Yeah.
It's that would be this generation's version of that movie, but it's missing all the charm because it's winking too much when it's trying to wink, and otherwise it's just boring. This movie's not boring.
Not at all.
It's too dumb to be boring.
That's a good way to put that on the box.
How many tons of cocaine are in that thing, and why is it raining in LA so much, and why is Jack Palance just showing up, and how does he have enough money to buy off the entire FBI, and who gives a shit.
He literally paid off the FBI.
Bro, high five. It ends like Paperboy, the Nintendo game, where it's like local Paperboy saves, and like God said, there's no evidence to clear them. They just like took their word for it because they killed everybody. Like, is that how you get out of stuff? Like, well, I guess everybody's dead, so whatever. Welcome back.
Also, we kind of glossed over it, but like the fucking Evening Shade guy was like doing like weird AI voice shit in like 1987. Like it's like, wait, what?
He was doing deep fakes before deep fakes were deep
also,
fakes.
he's got like the fucking bat computer in his lab, and he's like, oh, it's state-of-the-art equipment.
He lives in Forbin, the Colossus, the Forbin project or whatever it is, that like AM supercomputer from I Have No Mouth and Must Scream. Like
I got the reference. Yeah.
What is he doing with that otherwise? Like, what is the fuck? Because the guy's just like a fucking voice analyst or something. Like, is that an actual job? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh God.
How did you get out of prison? I don't know. Okay, you want a shotgun and a dog? Oh, we didn't also mention that the stuffed dog nearly kills him and ends the movie. Like, it just explodes.
Or maybe he died and the rest of it happened in his head.
Oh, fuck. Is it a Brazil thing? I love how that's like the explanation of every movie now. It's like a Brazil.
It's just Brazil.
It all takes place in somebody's mind palace. And I love this movie, man. It's a lot of fun.
It's a certified good-ass movie.
It is a certified good-ass movie.
Hell yeah. All right. So that's Tango Cash. What a treat. Alec, your final pick for Valentine's Day. Do you have one?
Yep. I'm really going to bring you guys down with this one.
Uh-oh.
You guys need to be brought down a peg.
Is it Turner and Hooch?
Oh, no.
No. I should have been, though. And it's not Stop My Mom Will Shoot.
Fuck.
I like that. I almost picked that one, yeah.
It is Wild Wild West.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we get to talk about the N-word.
Yeah.
There is several N-words in that family film, yes.
Yeah.
Who's the bad guy in that?
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth
Branagh.
Director.
Wait, no. Who's the
Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline.
And Will Smith.
And William Smith.
William, I will be in your film, but I must be period appropriate and say the N-word.
I remember seeing that movie in the theater and going, when that happens, I go, what? Are you
allowed to do that?
Why are you saying that like Eddie Redmayne?
His performance made a huge impact on me, obviously.
Yeah.
You gotta stop saying it sounds.
Alec!
Directed by Barry Sonnenfeld.
That's right.
Wild West, Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider, No You Don't Want Nada. I can do the whole thing.
None of this, Six Gun and this, Brother Running
this. Buffalo Soldier, man, it's like I told you.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Because he's a black cowboy, TJ. That's the reference.
Like
Civil War cowboys.
Buffalo. Yeah. Like when Randy Marsh was having his big balls in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, that's the show. Next week, Wild Wild West. I believe the second or third Barry Sonnenfeld movie we've watched on the show.
Hell yeah.
We've definitely watched at least one, correct?
Well, we do.
We watched Men in... Did we watch?
We watched Men in Black 2.
We watched the second Men in Black.
Mm-hmm. I think he directed something else. Didn't he direct one of the Robin Williams movies?
Did he do Good Morning Vietnam?
No, that was...
Was Get Shorty Big Trouble.
Oh,
Big Trouble. That sucked.
God, that was...
You guys, you loved it.
Was it?
You and Gog said it was great.
I enjoyed it. I watched it with you.
That was COVID times. We were watching shit out in Gog's carport, so I was in a different state of mind. I'd probably watch it now. I'd probably hate it.
I mean, the two Addams Family movies, both. He's got a lot of hits.
He also shot part of this movie that we're talking about right now and got fired.
That's right. You were saying that earlier.
He was a cinematographer on Blood Simple.
Sylvester Stallone walked around like Homer coaching the football team. Like, you're cut.
As much as I hate Kevin Smith, he has a funny story about Wild Wild West where I guess the producer of Wild Wild West.
Yeah, John Peters, Barbra Streisand's hairdresser, who also produced this movie that we're talking about.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
So anyway, he originally was going to produce the Superman movie that Kevin Smith was going to direct, and I guess like he had an interview with him, and Kevin Smith was like, you know, it went well, but like he was like, Superman has like the producer had a couple of stipulations. Superman doesn't wear the suit, and Superman fights a giant spider in the third act.
Yeah.
And I guess it fell apart or whatever. And he said that next summer he watched Wild Wild West, and what happened? A big giant spider's in the third act, and it's produced by the same guy.
Yeah, he's TJ in Licorice Pizza.
That's
Bradley Cooper plays. That's who it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's the reference.
Shit.
Yeah,
oh, that's a good ass movie too. Watch Licorice Pizza, everybody. That's the guy that they fuck up his waterbed. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, everybody. That's a show. Suck your own dick. There's no holiday. Oh, it's President's Day. Fuck all the presidents. They're fucking racist.
Except for Jimmy Carter, history's greatest monster.
Yeah, Malays forever.
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah. Well, he was actually right. He was the only president that was ever right. But the rest of them are dicks. Name a good president.
Those guys are dicks.
Guys, who's a good president?
Right. Teddy Roosevelt. Okay.
No, he sucked.
National Park.
Jingoistic piece of shit.
I mean, everyone was a little jingoist
huge
back
liar.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a fucking dickhead. Yeah, national parks are good. Okay. I mean, Nixon created the EPA. Does that make him a good president?
I mean, it's a pretty good system, so good on EPA.
Fucking bootlicker guy.
I would have fucking...
He went from turf to bootlicker, everybody. All right.
I will open communist China to the west.
The scene,
Put it back.
I tried to bring it up, the scene in Nice Guys, where they come across the idea that maybe you see Nixon before you die, as like a thought, and then when he's drowning in the pool and he sees Nixon giving him the thumbs up, it's so good. Oh.
All right, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Good night, everybody.